Hi, it's Sam for Northern Exposure. Hope everyone is doing good. I'm back for some musical chit chat, and joining me this time is former frontman of Bolton-based band The Shed Project, and who is now embarking on the start of his own solo career, which is all very, very exciting. He released his debut single Shine On the 27th of September, and there's a lot more to come, so I hear. So I'm very excited to be joined. Please welcome from Shed Project to Solo Project. It is the legend, Mr. Roy Fletcher. Hi, Royster.
Yeah. Good. Are you okay?
I'm good, thank you. Yes. We were just chatting about the weather, weren't we, and how awful it is today.
Yeah. The good old English weather,
It is. I've
eh?
got soggy Lila sat on my feet. She's absolutely drenched. That's nice. It smells like wet dog. But luckily, you can't smell through a screen, so you're lucky. But I'm so happy. Me and Roy have been meaning to this chat for ages. So for whatever reason, we just haven't got around to it. So I'm very glad that we're here today, Roy.
Yeah, sound.
So I
I'm
first
too.
I first knew of Roy. So before lockdown. So you released your debut Shed Project song. Is it January 2020?
Yeah, I was living. Yeah, we released that in 2020. Then we released one shot, do it, and then Lucky Number. And you played Lucky. I remember when you first played Lucky Number. I was at work and I stopped. I went for a brew at McDonald's and sat in my van listening to your show, listening to the
Ah.
first like, yeah. So I remember it really well.
Yeah,
So
God,
yeah,
you were like on one of my first ever radio shows, which is ace. But yeah, you were one of the bands that were like our lockdown legends, and you were part of like
yeah,
the virtual pub crawl and the Friday night live shows that we did, obviously with the Robert Carlyle involved. And I just
yeah.
think it's so much fun. And I think the longer time goes on, the more I realise just like, although lockdown was pretty rubbish for a lot of things, it was just so much fun when it came to the music community. And I know the
Well, it
Shed
brought a
Project
lot of
were a
people
huge part
together,
of
didn't it?
that.
You know what I mean? It brought a lot of like-minded people together who probably wouldn't socialize together and they're still friends now, you know what I mean? So it brought a lot of magic, didn't it? You know what I mean? Out of
Yeah.
like a dull time. So yeah, we're
Yeah, and
eternal
looking
anyway.
back now, it was so, so special. And like you say, some of the relationships and the bonds that have been formed and have carried on ever since is
Yeah, it's
just
unbelievable.
incredible. So the Shed Project, we won't stay too long because we only want to talk about your new solo project. But the Shed Project, in the time that they were around, released two albums, which is just, I think it's an amazing feat. So you are a songwriting machine, Mr. Roy. And
Trying your best.
so you've released your do you want to tell us a bit about your solo project and what you're called and a little bit about
Yeah, like
why
I
it's
say,
gone.
the Shed project comes to an end in June. We played our last gig in June in Bolton, our farewell gig. It was all a mutual decision. We're all good friends. We're all best mates. But it was John who started the Shed project with me. I couldn't do it without him. You know what I mean? We were going to carry on as a foursome and or get somebody else in, but it just wouldn't be the same Shed project without John. You know what I mean? He started it with me and obviously
In John
finished it with me
Shed as well.
in John's shed. Yeah, so I just didn't think it'd be right going under the Shed project without John. So we did think about carrying on under a different name and stuff like that, but I have my problems, my personal problems, and John has, and Shane had a few problems and stuff like that. So we just said, right, let's just call it a day then for now. You know what I mean? He's still there, 12-month, 14-month, 16-month deadline. We might get back together, you know what I mean? I am
Oh,
missing the
we love
guys.
them.
But yeah, Danny, our producer, I collaborate with him anyway with the Shed project, and I'm always writing and stuff like that, and I'm always nipping in with him with ideas. So I've got like 24 tunes down. So I said to Danny, I just said I'm after doing a solo project now, like so. Went in with him, did 10 demos straight away,
That's pretty
and
incredible. That's like no mean feat. If you told me to write one song, I won't be able to write a song.
yeah, I mean, it's easy to me. It's easy. Um, so yeah, we got 10 demos down, and
And what are you calling yourself? It's Yon Mon, but I feel because I've got a
yeah,
bit of like a posh country accent, I feel a bit silly saying it because you're such a northerner. Does it mean
yeah. Well,
anything?
it's a northern phrase. It means like, what's he up to over there? What's Yon Mon up to? I
Oh, I
call
did
everyone.
think it was, but when I say it, I'm like Yon Mon. I sound
Yeah. Well, my mate Rex used to call
I
it
need
me
to
all
like
the
loosen up a
time.
bit.
My mate Rex, who passed away, used to call me Yon Mon, and I thought I'd do it as a little thing to him as well. You know what I mean? And
Oh, that's
but I
nice.
call a lot. I say it out every day. Yon Mon, what's he up to? Yon Mon,
I've
and
learned something new now. I'm gonna relax a little bit and try and get into it. But no, that's it's brilliant. And for anyone that hasn't listened to the Shed Project or heard Roy's new single, I think it's fair to say that one person who is a very big influence of yours is Ian Brown in
yeah,
terms
he's
of
my hero.
culturally and musically as well. So
Yeah.
it says that yours very much a similarity to your style of music and like Stone Roses and Ian Brown.
Yeah, I think you've just got to be strong, and I think you've seen a lot of songwriters. You know, I mean, I'm very Manchester, North Side, Stone Roses, Charlotte, and so
Yeah.
that's my influences. You know what I mean? But I listen to everything. I'm heavy on Northern Soul. I'm massive on rap. You know what I mean? So I've got influences everywhere. But you'll hear a lot of bands who sound like Oasis, like a lot of the bands who sound like the
Oh yeah,
Libertines.
God, no, it's not a bad thing. It was just
Yeah,
trying
no,
to
I think it's
make
just
it.
a
Everybody's
generation
great.
thing. Think
Yeah,
it's a generation thing, you know what I mean? And yeah, just play strong to if them are your influences, play strong to them and do it, you know what I mean? Have a go at it.
yeah, definitely.
Um,
Like the Shed Project stuff, it was very the Shed Project, and we knew it was a Shed Project. So I'm expecting him. So
yeah,
if you said you're into rap, are we going to expect any rap from your new solo
I've
project?
got MC Tunes back on board. He's going to be on 2 songs,
Nice.
so I'm going to get him in shortly for the album. Um, but yeah, I've got a new single called "Picture This," and I've got a special guest guitar player on that who I can't name at this moment because I don't want to kiss it.
No, that's
Um,
it. Until it's done and recorded and everything else,
yeah,
I don't want
but
to don't want to tempt fate.
it's good to just relax as well under no pressure. You know, not the pressure of selling tickets, not the pressure of mithering people to come to our gigs and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
it's just me expressing myself and relaxing, and because that side of it I'm not keen on, you know what I mean? And I voice my opinions and what I
yeah.
think of the industry and stuff like that. And
Very
you,
frustrating industry to be in, and I think you have been quite vocal about the frustration of being in the music scene, and I think
yeah,
I think it is refreshing because there's a lot of like sometimes you'll see like bands cancelling shows and it kind of just says due to unforeseen circumstances, etc., and it's not really addressing the problem. So I think the honesty is really refreshing actually, and it's
yeah,
bloody hard work. Like having been on the management side of it, like you
yeah.
say,
Well, you know
the whole
exactly, don't you? You
yeah,
know,
like promote the promotion and just the constant slog. It's really demoralizing and it really
yeah.
takes away the shine from like the creative side of it all and the fun part of it. Because it's
Well,
just
you've
such
seen so many bands now wrapping up. There's some great bands out there, and
yeah,
I think the industry needs to do a lot more to get these people out there. You know what I mean? There needs to be
yeah,
like, just a bit of a wider scope than just certain bands and stuff like that, and
yeah. I think
you
we could
know,
just
just
do with
take,
more like champions. So like more we could do with more promoters, more venues and
yeah,
more
definitely.
more fans that are gonna like willing to go out and go and watch these like smaller gigs.
Yeah. But like I said, they'll pay 400 quid for an Oasis ticket, but they won't pay a tenner to watch 4 or 5 brilliant bands on one night, you know what I mean? And it's you know, it's a bit it's disheartening, you know what I mean? We were lucky, the Shed Project were lucky because I'm a popular person in Bolton and around Manchester anyway. So we played to 400 people on our debut gig, you know what I mean?
That's
And
awesome.
we sold out nearly every gig we did, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
really proud. We were lucky, but we always said to
I don't
promoters,
think it's about luck though, because like you say, it's who you are. You're such a charismatic person, and you say that you don't, but you do. You spend a lot of time interacting with people and building like important relationships with your
I think
fans.
that's 90% of the job, Sam. You know what I mean? You've got these bands, they'll start off like in this community, what we have on Twitter and stuff like that. And then when they get a bit of success, they don't bother with that community. And I think that stinks, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Them people put you there. Never forget them people. And
never
that's
ever.
all part of life, you know what I mean? And you'll hear of these bands when they want to get in the charts or when they want a bit of help and a leg and a wing, and they've got backing, you know what I mean? And they're gonna be successful and just
Yeah,
give the people like us a lift, you know what I mean? And but yeah, it's a mad industry. It's a mad
yeah,
industry.
it
And
is.
I'll keep voicing my opinions. If it helps somebody or gives somebody a bit of advice, I'll keep doing it because I've got nothing to lose. I'm I'm just doing what I'm
Boy,
doing.
it
And
wouldn't be you without ruffling some feathers. And as I love to watch it. I'm like, go on, go
yeah, like I
on.
say, if I'm wrong, I'll hold my hands up. You know what I mean? But
No,
it's
you're absolutely right. And like you say, it's not, you're just telling the truth about a very, very frustrating industry
yeah,
that is a lot of the
mm,
time it's like a really negative experience to be a part of, and it is. And so I know, just I know so much of how it feels like, and it's a horrible feeling when you're just like banging your head against the wall constantly.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I
Well,
decided I went to a gig on Monday and it was sold out, and it was a brilliant gig. But I'm getting to a stage where I just want to go to little gigs now. I got Oasis tickets as well, but in terms of like big gigs, I just want to go to little ones where
yeah,
you can walk up to the bar anytime you want. You with a few of your pals there, and it's just like a nice little venue. They're the best kind, honestly. None of this
yeah,
queuing
yeah.
and waiting for an hour in the queue at the bar.
Yeah, I just hope Oasis get a few young kids on. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're going to get your
Oh,
Richard
me
Ashcroft,
too.
your Cats, your bigger bands. You know what I mean? But throw three young bands on who no one's ever heard of. Give them a chance because the
Yeah, see,
tickets are sold.
I do reckon that they will announce more. I mean, I'm not 100% certain, but it would be
I
great
hope
if
they do.
they did. It would be
I
sorry,
hope they
sorry,
do because
sorry if I'm moving. Lila's decided she wants me to play tug with her
it's all
box.
right. Don't worry about it.
She
Yeah.
does this, Roy, honestly, every single interview that I do, she's like, what about me? Give me attention. Yeah, no, I really hope they do because it's a massive opportunity for them. I suppose if you
Yeah,
think about
customers.
Liam
Yeah,
though at Nebworth, he gave like pastel were
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so they
That's good. I do like Pastel, but there is some great young guys. Marseille blow me away. That
oh they're
kid,
amazing. So young, like 19.
17-year-old man making that music, and Alex Spencer now he's with Modern Sky, I think now, and he's going to go big. He's going to do really well. But he's grafted his nuts off. He was busking in Manchester, and you know what I mean. He's selling out gigs in London now, and makes me so happy seeing
Makes
seeing a
me so
kid.
happy too. I think he must be like 17 now. But yeah, well, I've followed Alex as well since he was busking on
Yeah,
the streets. He just whether he's busking on the streets, whether he's playing his own headline show, that little lad
grafting for the
does
same
not
kid.
falter in his enthusiasm. He is always
Mm,
smiling. He's always
yeah.
happy. And yeah, I think he just deserves its success just because he's just got this like unwavering, amazing attitude and just such a positive. Yeah,
I
he's
just I
fabulous.
just hope next year when I just hope this Oasis thing brings out a lot more guitar bands and stuff like that. I hope we have another renaissance of it, another Britpop, another Manchester. You know what I mean? Because it's there, the bands are there, the
Mhm.
scene's there. Um, it's up to the industry to put more into it to make it work.
Definitely.
Let's have another summer of love, guitar bands and music, and
Oh,
it,
wouldn't that be
um,
lovely? I'd be
it
so
would be amazing. I remember the first one
do
and
you.
the second one.
I can remember the last one, but I wasn't probably into my guitar music then. I was probably more into like
I would
watching
like to say
cartoons.
I was into rap music when I was a kid, and I heard Elephant Stone in my mate's bedroom in 1988, and that was it. Bang! I was straight into guitar
Oh,
music,
what a
and
tune. Yeah, mine was the Libertines. So I heard the Liberty.
yeah,
I was into like rap and garage and hip hop and stuff, which I still like, but that was like all I listened to. And then when I
yeah,
joined sixth form in the sixth form common room, someone was playing the Libertines, and I was like, wow, who's that? And it was
yeah.
that record for me that was the same. It's just like after that, I was buying the Enemy every week. But yeah, well, Elephant Stone, that is like what an epic song to kickstart your
1988.
guitar music. Oh yeah, amazing. I love that
Yeah,
song.
but like I said, I've always thought about being in a band, even at school and stuff like that, and it was just pass me by all the time. And like I said, I couldn't write about the things I'm writing about now then, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it's a therapy for me as well. It's a mental health, like a mental therapy to write things down and express myself. So keeps me out of trouble.
Oh, no, honestly, it's been lovely to follow you over these past, well, nearly 5 years now. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
you're
flawed,
just such
man.
a legend.
Flawed.
That's what I love
Yeah,
about seeing someone that's just so passionate about music, just doing it and
yeah.
making it, like you
Just
say, because you were a bit later starting a band, but it just goes to show
yeah.
you can start it anytime you like, and it's just a great outlet. So, well, just
That's
before,
why we kept that first album DIY sounding. We wanted to prove that anybody can do it. Anybody can pick up an instrument. Anybody can get in a studio, and anybody can make a record. And that's what we did because none of us were like musicians or anything. You know what I mean? Well, Tim was like, but John had just picked up a guitar, and
oh,
Shane
really?
had, yeah, Shane had been in bands in the 90s, like, but he'd not picked a drumstick up for 10, 15 years. So
I
yeah,
wonder, I wonder how many people out there that are maybe older than you and probably sat there, but maybe one day thinking, do you know what? I really wish I did. I really wish
just
I was in the band and had the opportunity to do it. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The resource is there, and if you've got like the time and the energy and the
yeah,
like,
anyone can
do
do
it.
it. Anybody can make music, you know what I mean? But like I say, I'll back onto the Yon Mon thing. That these new tunes I've got now. Shine On was I had that tune about 2 years. It come out of the Sal sessions when I wrote Sal. Because we turned Sal into a ballad, but we still had this music. So I wrote Shine On with that, and then obviously it's changed. But Tim out of the Shed Project, who played bass on it, he's playing guitar on that as well. And that's just a little bit of a different direction with a synth, a bit
Really
more
good.
commercial. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
the next
Shine
one,
On is available now on all streaming platforms, so
major
you know what to do.
digital
Go and
platforms.
check it
Yeah,
out and make sure you give Yon Mon. I can't do it, see.
Yon Mon,
I'm too posh for it. I can't like
Yon Mon,
Yon Mon. Go and
Yon
check out
Mon.
Yon Mon. No, please do go give Roy a follow for his new solo
Nice one.
project. It's really exciting. So you say you've got an album in the pipeline next summer?
Yeah, I've hopefully gonna finish the next single, Picture This, in the next few weeks. So I'm looking at end of November, early December release. I've got a tune called Warmongers, which is massive. It's the best song I've ever written, and it's our fear is power on steroids. It's huge.
Oh, that's
So I'm saving
great.
that one until I get a bit more of a following. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna in March, but I'm looking to release the album next June, July, and hoping to get a band together in January to get it out there.
Yeah, so
Um,
I was gonna say as a solo project because I was obviously made the comparison with Ian Brown and obviously he did some solo shows and it was literally just him on stage and I was wondering if that was the route you were gonna go down.
no, I haven't got the balls to do that. I'm not
You
Biggie
do need a
Small,
big
you
pair of
know what I
bollocks
mean?
to do that.
Yeah, he can Ian Brown can do what he wants, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's a god, isn't he? But no, I love playing music. I love the live thing, you know. When the Shed Project played the Waterhouse in London, we started playing My Life third song in, and I was sober. I had an out of body experience, my first sober out of body experience because they were singing the words back to me, and it was unbelievable. And that was in the middle of London, you know what I mean? And
Oh,
I want them moments again, and
what
so yeah,
euphoria.
yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna start looking at getting a band together in January, February, um, which I could probably easily do. I'll probably get a lift from a couple of sheds, but there's three other people as well who want to get involved. Like Danny, my producer, he was in a band called the Jade Assembly, who were
Yeah,
quite big, you know.
yeah. So
They
he could get involved with you as
really,
well.
yeah, they played Isle of Wight, they played everywhere, the Jade, and they influenced me a lot watching them in Bolton to get up and do it myself, you know what I mean? And Danny's become a good friend, but he's a multi instrumentalist as well. He can play anything, so he's going to be in the band. And
That's a good
uh,
person to know. It's when you're recording as well.
yeah, I love it. I
Like
love
he'd be
it.
a
It's
good
brilliant.
person to know if you're recording. You'd be like, right, Danny, it's just me and Danny today. Danny's doing all the instruments.
Yeah, yeah. But like I say, I'm going to work with different people. I'm going to get different people in. I've got to get MC Tunes on for two songs and just have a mess about. And I think
Yeah.
Tim's on about doing some remixes for me and stuff like that, some dance remixes, but just
If
experiment
you've
and
got
see.
like a rough, if you've got like a rough idea of where you want to be in like 8 months' time, that's a good. But as long as you're not putting too much pressure on yourself, so it has to be by a certain date. If you've got a rough idea of where you want to be, and just have fun in the process, that is what it's all about, Royster.
Yeah, well, like I say, what I say I do, and I'm determined, and I'll do it. You know. But yeah, it's
I've got no
exciting. It's
doubt. I've
really
got
exciting.
absolutely zero doubt because I've known you for a long time,
Yeah,
and
nice one.
yeah, absolutely no doubt. So if you haven't already, then you know what to do. Go and give this lovely fella a follow and check out his debut single. But it's been lovely, Roy, to chat. I could
Thank
chin
you
on with
very
you
much, Dan.
today.
Nice one.
And hopefully at some point next year, if you do go out and do play some live dates, I can come and see you.
Yeah, I will be. I'll be down out and about. You know what I mean? I'll test the waters and see where it goes. But I'm sure the Shed Project fans will back me, which they always do. So
You've got
yeah, and
lots and
then
lots of loyal fans who love you to pieces. So I'm sure they will, Roy.
yeah,
It's going to be a pleasure. It's going to be a
and
pleasure to watch your new journey unfold.
hopefully we'll get a Shed Project by then in 2 years.
Yeah. Let it be reunion year.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I do miss the guys, you know what I mean? I miss the banter. We used to have a room and rehearse every Thursday and just going in there, and you'll be down and that, and then as soon as you start rehearsing, it's the banter and all that. So I do miss it, and I miss the lads, and they're all great lads, and we're all on good terms. So you never know in the future. I'll still
Well,
be doing
fingers
something.
crossed. Well, we'll keep us posting, Roy. It's been a lot. It's been a pleasure
Well,
to
this
chat with
time.
you, and we
Thank
will
you
get
very
this
much.
up ASAP. And so
Nice one.
hopefully we'll see you at some point next year live.
Thank you for all your support as well over the last few years. It's been amazing.
Always, my lovely.
Nice
Take
one, Carl.
care.